Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to size down a pet bed. You can take a cat bed, a dog bed, and size it down for your guinea pigs. The brand really doesn't matter, it's more that the style matters. You want to look for one that is a very simple construction, such as a pillow bed. This one's a bolster bed, but I'm going to get rid of part of the bolster to make it easier for my guinea pigs to use it, because guinea pigs aren't always great at climbing. What I'm going to do with this one is that I'm going to cut it in half, but you don't have to do that with the bed that you're using. Maybe you just want to make it a little bit smaller one direction. What you want is a bed that is the correct dimensions going one way, and that way you don't have to modify one of the dimensions. So with this one, I'm going to be cutting it directly down the middle. The brand and the bed don't matter, but in case you want to do this exact same project, this is Pet Lodge Fleece Pet Bed. It's the extra small bed and it's 18 by 12 inches. Also, I should mention, not sponsored, not affiliated, I bought this myself. That also brings me to the price. This was less than $10 and I'm going to get 2 guinea pig beds out of it. So that means each guinea pig bed is less than $5. And if you look at pet beds for guinea pigs, that's a good deal. I personally am not a huge fan of Sherpa fleece. I feel like it gets messier, easier, and that chewy guinea pigs might go after it a bit more. So I personally prefer a fully fleece bed, but this is what I found. So it's what we're going with. Anyway, for my bed, like I said, I'm going to cut this directly in half, and I'm kind of going to eyeball it because it has this quilting in it. But you might want to cut off, a few inches or whatever, but the very first step is to cut it. Another thing you want to do before you cut is make sure you look at the bed and see if the rest of it is simple, because we are going to be sewing it back up and you don't want to have a really complicated type of seam to fix after it's been cut. But anyway, I'm going to cut this and we'll move on to the next step. I've cut the bed in half, and this is what I'm looking at as what I'm going to have to now fix. The type of seam that I'm going to do is called a ladder stitch, and it's really important to do a ladder stitch because it completely will hide the thread and it will hide all of the insert material so that there's not something like standing out for your guinea pigs to chew on. For example, if you did a whip stitch, the thread is on the outside and we don't want to do that. We want to completely hide it. This will vary by the bed that you have, and I'm going to show you a ladder stitch on a different piece of fabric just so you can see it a little easier, but it's basically like hiding everything inside. And to make it easy on myself, I'm going to start in the middle, I'm going to work my way out, I'm going to do this area, and then I'm going to come back and close this area, and then I'm going to start in the middle and do the same on this side. But let me show you a ladder stitch on a different piece of fabric. I take both of the ends and put them through the needle, because that is going to give me a loop on the other end and it will be easy to make a knot. So let me just, this isn't how I'm going to make the knot on the bed, but I'm trying to use dark thread on white fabric in the hopes that you'll be able to see this better. So anyway, that is a knot. To do a ladder stitch, you basically want to think of your fabric as being a ladder. Here's the raw edge of the fabric. See the raw edge of the fabric. I go in from there because that is going to help hide this raw edge inside, and I draw that thread, and then on the other side I'm going to go in again from the raw edge and go like that. So basically, once you do that, sorry it's hard for me to do this because I'm standing and trying to show it, you just keep going back and forth in from the raw edge. See how it's making kind of a ladder? Go in. And then when you pull this thread, which you should do every once in a while to tighten it, it hides the thread and the raw edge of the fabric on the inside. So hopefully that makes sense, because that is the type of seam you want to do on the pet bed as well. Everything was going along smoothly as I was sewing this, and then I got to the piping. And as I can see, the piping is meant to go this way, so I'm going to be covering it in the bolster here. Hopefully that makes sense. I will be putting this inside and under the bolster. So as you look at the pet bed, you might have to make some judgment calls about how to handle things, but that is how I'm going to do that with this bed. And if you don't want to deal with something like this, definitely choose more of a pillow type bed or one without a base like this. I've sewn half the bed, so you can kind of get a feel for what this is going to look like when it's finished. Now I'm going to start back in the middle where I started and did this half, and I'm going to finish and do this half. I finished one, and I'm on the last half of the second one. I thought you might like to see the stitch again, although it's probably not going to show up too well because I'm using a color that blends in here. But basically I'm pushing the fabrics to the inside to hide the raw edges, and then going into the fleece and out of the fleece, then into this backing fabric and out. The hardest part for me, again, has been this binding, and I've had to go over that multiple times to make sure it's enclosed. Hopefully you have an easier bed, like a pillow bed that doesn't have anything like that. The rest of it is really easy. They are finished, yay! And Ollie is helping to model one of them to show that it's a little bit better size for a guinea pig now. I wanted to mention, please be safe, please make sure you hide thread ends, that you're encasing the fabric, and so there are no raw edges shown, and keep an eye on these for any signs of chewing. If you have a guinea pig who loves to chew, I just wouldn't even bother making these because we just want to be safe and make sure our guinea pigs are safe. Also, if you have any concerns, you can use them for out of cage time, like when they're on your lap or when they're playing, so that you can make sure that you keep a complete eye on them and how they behave with the beds. I hope this has been fun to see how you can modify a cat or dog bed for a smaller pet. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. That helps this channel so much. It helps other people see this video who may enjoy it. It helps things get seen by the YouTube algorithm, which sometimes they just never do. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!